In continuation, Newton's third law, the law of reaction. It states that for every action there is an opposite and equal reaction. An example is jumping. In order for you to leave the ground, the force of your legs applied to the ground is met with an equal and opposite force that then propels you into the air. So how does this apply to motivation? Well, it could happen in two ways, right? A positive way or a negative way. A positive way in my life, which doesn't sound like a positive way, but was when I broke 2 ribs from coughing because of my health condition, ended up in the hospital. It was at that moment where that force propelled me into making changes to better my life, because I knew that I couldn't keep living like this, and pushed me in the opposite direction that I was currently on. In a negative way, for instance, in my life, was a roadblock that occurred. 2 years ago, when I was training for the Marine Corps Marathon, I cut my arm pretty severely. Got muscle and everything, bunch of internal and external stitches. And was told flat out, wasn't allowed to lift, wasn't allowed to run, wasn't allowed to do anything that could raise my heart rate or raise my blood pressure. Well, I had 2 options. I could have very easily just said, okay, I only got 2 months. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get cleared to be able to go back to what I was doing. So I could just put in a transfer for next year and just call it as is. But I trained hard, and I had a goal, and I wanted to finish that goal. So I asked if I could walk, and I was told, sure, you're more than welcome to walk, but not more than an hour, and it's got to be at a slow pace. So I did, 3 times a day, under an hour, for almost an entire month before I was cleared to run again. Finally got cleared to run, had about 4 weeks left before the marathon. My time was horrible. I lost almost a minute per mile where I was at. And it took me almost 2.5 weeks to get back up to where I was mileage-wise before. However, because I walked, I was at a better spot than I would have been if I just quit and did nothing. So the marathon came around, and I had to change my expectations. There was no way I was going to be able to hit completion in the time frame that I wanted to. So I made it realistic. I just wanted to finish. And I did. My time was not what I wanted it to be, but it didn't matter. So the point behind all of this is you're going to have roadblocks in life. Your choice is going to come down to whether or not you find a way to make it work or you don't. By finding a way to make it work, that's how you succeed.